An unfortunate jersey number that brought down careers. A blunder that gave rise to a tale. Wow. Throughout time, a few of the finest players globally have donned rather questionable jersey numbers on their backs. Because of this, we chose to craft a register of the 10 most peculiar numbers in the sport. And brace yourself for the account of the era that transformed Cristiano Ronaldo into a star. However, starting off, let's talk about this jinxed number. So, Chelsea is basically famous for being really loaded when it comes to the player shopping spree. These folks are always on the hunt for new teammates, but everyone who steps into the club knows they better avoid a certain jersey number because it's like the universe's bad vibes hotline, the cursed number 9. Back in the good old days, Chelsea decided to go all out and snag Hernan Crespo from AC Milan because the guy couldn't stop putting the ball in the net. But guess what happened when he hopped over to his new team and slipped into that number 9 jersey? His goal-scoring superpowers vanished into thin air. Crespo's performance took such a nosedive that he waved goodbye to Chelsea a few years later, and when the number 9 jersey opened up again, Didier Drogba was like, nope, not touching that cursed thing. Then along came Fernando Torres, who thought it was a bright idea to try on the number 9 jersey, but surprise, surprise, Torres also found out that this jersey was like a bad luck magnet. Over time, other goal-hungry players joined the club, put on the same jersey, and poof, they struggled to do anything impressive. We're talking about folks like Gonzalo Higuain, Radamel Falcao, Alvaro Morata, and even Romelu Lukaku. Oh, there's this thing about strikers and the number 9 shirt. It's like a special symbol, and some guys will go to any lengths to put on that shirt, all to make things match up. Ronaldo got nicknamed R9 because he turned the number 9 jersey into his own special symbol, both at Inter and for his country's team. But when he switched to Milan, Filippo Inzaghi had the number 9 jersey, and Ronaldo wanted to avoid problems. He remembered what happened with Ivan Zamorano before, so this time he found a solution. He went for 99. It might seem strange now, but back then Ronaldo Nazario made it a trend. He even stuck with 99 when he went to Corinthians before retiring. It's like Milan has a thing for giving South Americans odd jersey numbers. We mean, there's Ronaldo, and even the big shot himself, yup, Ronaldinho. After he left Barcelona, he said no to renewing his contract because they thought he was a bad influence on youngsters like Messi. So, Ronaldinho thought about his choices. Milan offered him a contract, he accepted, and he spent most of his career in Italy. We know Ronaldinho had worn the number 10 jersey at Barcelona and for his country's team, but when he joined Milan, the amazing Clarence Seedorf was already wearing 10. Ronaldinho didn't want any drama. He was super laid back, so he just went for the number 80. And we got to admit, he made that one look really cool. You know, folks, sometimes the jersey numbers aren't always about not having the choices you want. Some guys just want to flaunt their math skills, like Mario Balotelli. Back when he was just starting out at Inter Milan, Mario Balotelli was making a big splash in the youth team and got moved up to the main squad. Now, since this was his first senior contract, there was no chance Mario would get one of the prime numbers. So, when he saw his options, he wasn't feeling any of them until he crunched some numbers in his head and came up with a pretty clever solution. Batelio said, "I joked about the 4 + 5 is 9, right?" And they said yes. Plus, I scored in my first 4 games. The number brought me luck, then I decided to keep it. A joking math genius. It's pretty cool how many academy numbers don't always turn out to be the best unless you decide to jazz them up like Trent Alexander-Arnold did. Seriously, we are being straight with you. The first time we saw Trent wearing that number 66 a couple of years ago, we figured he might only stick with it for a season or 2. But he held on to it. And the reason is that he's just too cool with it. It was his original jersey number in the academy, and he hasn't bothered to change it ever since. Honestly, it's like his signature now. Some folks pushed him to switch to the number 8 after Naby Keita left, but he said no. Seriously, having a right back wear a midfielder's number would have been odd, though probably not as weird as a centre forward wearing number 3. Asamoah Gyan. Oh, he's an African superstar. To give you some background, he's scored more World Cup goals than Karim Benzema or even Robert Lewandowski. But it was in the 2010 World Cup that Drogba had his shining moment. He carried the Ivorian national team with a quite unusual jersey choice, number number 3. You know, he's a pretty religious guy. When they asked him about it, he explained that he picked the number 3 because it represents the Holy Trinity. Hey, if it works for him, then we guess it's pretty dope, but not every jersey choice comes with a fascinating story. And for the next player and his team, it was all about showing respect to a legend. Back when Rui Patricio was playing for Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League, he wasn't your typical goalkeeper. Now, the reason he wore number 11 has a sad story behind it. You see, before Wolves got promoted to the Premier League, they had been in the Championship for a while, trying hard to make their way back up. In the 2017-18 season, they were on fire and left the competition behind to earn promotion. But just a few days before the new Premier League season began, tragedy struck. The main goalkeeper, Carl Ikim, was diagnosed with leukemia. Despite his efforts to make a comeback, his body couldn't take it anymore and he had to retire. In honor of Ikim, the club decided to temporarily retire the number 1 jersey. And Patricio decided that since he couldn't wear the usual goalkeeper's number, he'd double it instead. Over the years, the Premier League has witnessed some classic jersey numbers, and in today's era, the new generation of footballers all want those trendy numbers. Take Alejandro Garnacho, for instance. He's proudly embracing the culture with a 49 on his jersey. The young gun's already a symbol. Now, when you wonder why Garnacho settled on 49, the reason is pretty straightforward. You see, Garnacho is a massive admirer of Cristiano Ronaldo. Stepping into the first team with Ronaldo in the squad, Garnacho thought, why not take 49 when you can't get 7? Big props to our buddy for showing CR7 some love. But here's the twist. Things could have gone entirely differently, because if Ronaldo had his way back in 2003, CR7 might have never even been a thing. Back when Ronaldo just moved to Manchester United in 2003, he wanted to avoid extra pressure and ease into the team. So, on jersey selection day, Ronaldo made up his mind to keep his previous number from sporting, 28. But Sir Alex Ferguson had different plans and told him he was going to wear the number 7. Now, that jersey has become legendary at United because even before Ronaldo, players like David Beckham, Eric Cantona, and even George Best had worn it. Ronaldo heeded Sir Alex's advice, and now he's made CR7 a global sensation. Looking back, going with CR28 would have been quite the blunder. So, there were the weirdest jersey numbers out there. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel for more updates.